I am here for my own will. I repeat. I am not member of the Communist Party. Nobody told me here what I have to do or what I have to say. I am not reading any paper. You can improvise so many things in a few short time. Mentally, it's impossible to improvise so many things. I was not indoctrinated, or I don't have a chip in my brain to make me say so many things in so few time. Second, about the parties in Cuba. There is very tiny opposition groups in Cuba. What happened with them? Well, what everybody knows, what happened all around the world. There are groups that receive money from a foreign power. They go to the US Embassy, they receive instructions. For example, when 5, 6 of them went out to the streets, sometimes, and they are taped doing that, they are talking by phone with the US Embassy. We are here in that street, we are doing exactly that conversation, even I taped it, yes, by the Cuban security. You know why? Because there is an embassy of a foreign power who has the law of the land to destroy the Cuban government and the Cuban revolution. It's not their problem, it's the problem of the Cubans. But these people went to the US Embassy regularly. All of them receive money in the most amazing ways. Now there is a new way to receive money, is to give prizes. For example, you open a blog, a counter-revolutionary blog, and suddenly prices after prices appear. And for example, there is a lady, Johanny, who received more than $500,000 in the last 5 years just in prices. That's a new way. But besides that, she came to the US Embassy. All of them received instruction. In the United States, this is a crime. Non-registered agent of a foreign country. It's a crime with sanctions in jail. So, did Cuba have problems? No, I am the first to tell you all the problems that Cuba has. Yesterday, some of the people here participated in the torture meeting I mentioned yesterday. I started my word yesterday with these words. Talking directly to the gentleman who was chairing the meeting. If somebody came to Cuba and told, I will tell you, everything is perfect there, don't believe he's a liar. That's how I started my words. But that doesn't mean that I have not my mind very clear what the options are. The real independence and the sovereignty, or being Dominican Republic, because what way to Cuba is not Miami, as many people believe, is Dominican Republic, the way to go. When the Cuban Americans in Miami were asked if the Cuban revolution went down, was overthrown, did you return to live to Cuba? 89% of them say, no way. Because there is an economic immigration, like the majority of the immigration in this world, is economic immigration. But when somebody left Cuba, escaped. When somebody left Cuba, is a political refugee, automatically. You know why? Because there is a law, a very abnormal law. The name is Cuban Adjustment Act. It's the law of the land in the United States. Just to give you an example, and it's a true story. I can kill, assassinate, murder somebody in Cuba. I kidnapped a boat and left for Miami. Only if I touch a Miami beach, sand in the beach, automatically I became a political refugee just because I came from Cuba. That's the law of the land. How abnormal can be that? What is the deal trying to keep independence? We cannot. The day that philosophy that I explained here of the blockade disappeared, maybe if we want, we discuss the political and social system in Cuba. But under that conditions, no. Because you have to be clear in which side you are. In the side of the poor people, the suffered people, the people who receive all the benefits that he mentioned in my introduction and that you already know, or on the side of empire. Because unfortunately, it is not true that there are middle grounds in that fight, because the empire wants to destroy, don't want to create. The empire didn't care about the Cuban people. I made you the proof there in economics number. They don't care about Cuban people. They care about giving a lesson. You are a tiny island near me. You define me. You gain independence. You defeat me militarily, politically. Now you're going to pay a price. That's the real philosophy. And if you ask me, I prefer to die than to betray what the gentleman like Victor Dreke and all who precede me had done in her life. We prefer, as one poet said once, to sink the island in the ocean until or to betray, betray what they had done these years. And okay, the gentleman has his view. Maybe he has his experience, terrific. But what that doesn't mean, that we need to change, to renounce what we have done. What happened at the end? Middle ground? I don't know middle ground. The empire didn't let middle ground see what they had done in the world with everybody. With everybody. One day they are giving you targets, money, weapons, buying you oil, and the other day they are bombing you. Remember what Che Guevara, remember Drake, what Che Guevara used to say? We can't trust imperials, ni un tanticos. Not in a tiny way like that, we can trust the U.S. imperials. And if you ask me, I stay with that philosophy. I stay with that point of view, and I defend that. And we are open, even for the Cuban who live abroad. The broad majority of them have normal relationship with their countryland. They came to Cuba, they visit Cuba, etc. Maybe he say, no, I know, I cannot. Yes, we don't want to be a trouble to some people. Maybe, why not? But the truth is that the majority of the people, if you will able to watch the pictures, say, are these people marching forces with a gun at the head? Why? Why they resist? Why they fight? There are a lot of things. Never in the Cuban history we have so many sacred things to defend like now. And in my opinion, from my personal point of view, I'm one of them who are going to defend them, even with my life.